so lonely. If you leave me, let me down slowly. Let me down.
What's the most NSFW thing that happened at your school? Substitute teacher had to leave class while in session, didn't make the restroom and in the hallway. Wish I was kidding.
As a teacher with IBS, I feel his pain.
As a student with IBS, I feel it too. Now can I go to the bathroom? It's an emergency.
In middle school, before cell phones and cell phone cameras were a thing, a kid traced his beep on a piece of notebook paper and gave it to the girl he had a crush on.
Old school unsolicited beep pics. My dearest Amelia, I do hope that this letter finds you well. How has the current season been treating you? As for me, I have been quite busy with my duties to school and family. Yet I often find my mind wandering to thoughts of you. That is why I have chosen to include a detailed artist's rendering of my genitals that I had commissioned for the occasion. Please respond in kind if you are so moved.
Shortly after a dress code update, a classmate was wearing a halter top and a small amount of her belly was showing. The dean, enforcing his new rules, without warning pulled down the bottom of the shirt so it covered her belly. Instead, the straps snapped and the entire shirt came down.
Serves him right. Be as indignant as you want, but no touchy.
Beep. I'd push straight for assault charges on that one.
This dude beat up this girl because she kept telling him he had a small penis in class. The school janitor kidnapped two 10-year-old schoolgirls, murdered them and dumped their bodies in the middle of nowhere.
Saw him?
Yes, saw him. Village College. Teacher was busted with a trunk full of guns and drugs. Turned out he was a major dope guy in the area.
Was it Mr. White?
No, he was meth. This guy was dope.
Depends on where you are from. Dope is mostly used to describe the drug that's ruining the area you are in. Heard it used for meth, heroin, coke, and weed.
A kid tipped his chair the wrong way and had a fatal injury from head trauma on the wall and the desk, then the floor.
Ultimate told you so moment for teachers all around.
God, that's horrible. But yeah, I hated watching kids do that. It's too easy for me to imagine what could happen.
Some girl smeared period blood all over the cafeteria.
Bloodthirsty 2XP.
A couple was caught having anal in the lunchroom in the middle of 5th hour. Allegedly, they were caught right as the dude was coming.
Please tell me he held eye contact with the people who found him as he was coming. Ultimate power move if so.
Teacher kept a chainsaw under his desk. He'd run the chainsaw to get our attention.
Totally valid power move there. It'd get my attention.
Totally valid power tool there.
4 kids, 2 boys, 2 girls had a foursome in the bathroom and there was a kid recording it. The kids having sex got expelled and the kid recording was convicted of owning child porn.
Never really understood how a minor could be convicted of making or owning child pornography as long as the video or picture was made with consent. Think I saw a case where a 15-year-old was convicted for child porn because he had naked pictures of himself, but might be wrong.
Something like this perhaps? Not exactly the same, but in the same vein at least.
No warrant with consent of both parties. Both minors not shared with anyone else but both parties. Potentially live ruining for 2 innocent teenagers. I already lost all faith, but don't tell me there is a single judge who will take this seriously?
Legally there couldn't have been consent because kids aren't old enough to legally consent to that sort of thing. So legally everybody is obliged to take it seriously. The final consequences would come down to the judge, but depending on the exact laws involved and precedent, they may be stuck and have to give a sentence. There's a lot of very strong feelings around child porn and that, leading to a zero-tolerance approach which can leave lawmakers unable to apply common sense in some borderline cases like this.
A girl used to give free blowjobs to the ice cream vendor in exchange of free ice cream. Many students saw that nobody said a thing.
What the beep? I worked at a DQ and never even received some dirty talk in exchange for extra cookie-ato pieces.
How is it free then?
No bondage.
Had a kid that jumped from our third-story building and shattered both his legs. He claimed he wasn't suicidal, but did it because he was curious, whatever that means.
He was curious.
He was testing if fall damage was a real thing.
A girl threw her fetus in a trash can in the bathroom.
A heavy-set girl with cognitive disabilities at my school gave birth in a bathroom, then tried to flush the baby. The poor infant drowned. It was discovered by another girl, who was understandably traumatized. It didn't take long to figure out who the mother was. She was taken from her parents by authorities. Last I'd heard, she was placed in an assisted living facility for the mentally disabled. Turned out that the father of her child was her uncle, if I remember correctly.
At an all-boys half students were boarding school I went to, one of the teachers or boarding masters committed suicide on school grounds by gassing himself in his car because he was raping the boy students and was found out.
At least he finally had the decency to do the right thing.
I think he should have suffered behind bars.
There was a girl that had a line of dudes waiting outside of the bathroom for BJS. I only know about this because OT was filmed and shown to me. Kinda gross. Two of my friends, a year 10 boy and a year 9 girl, were fingering each other at a beeping table at lunchtime. In front of everyone. They thought nobody knew until we told them. The next day we found a note on the girl's locker saying to meet her teacher when she got to school. It was an awkward few days of rumors after that. But it wasn't the first time they did stuff like that.
So she was fingering him back? That would probably spread pretty quickly.
I was wondering when someone would notice that part.
9 and 10?
Like grade 9 and grade 10.
Oh, okay, I thought they were 9 and 10.
Freshman year girl gave a blowjob in the courtyard, and in another year the same girl let her boyfriend finger her in the music hallway while people watched.
Quote, let her boyfriend finger her in the music hallway. I can't keep up with all these new euphemisms.
Our school had the dressing rooms for PE only separated by a single door, locked, though the keyhole was still there. One day, one idiot from the class below me decided to use a tiny camera to record them, then uploaded it to his and his friend's profile in the computer class so they could both send it home on their emails. Yes, they were that stupid. However, he didn't put it on just his account, but on the desktop of the default account as well. And we just had the whole school transfer from Linux to Windows. So everyone had new accounts. You can guess how it ended. At least half of the school had the video on their desktop. Both got expelled. The one who recorded it was sent to the jail for underage. Lost a word there. Honestly, what staggers me the most here is how pitiful was the security of the school. At a school excursion with multiple PE classes, people made a bonfire, and late in the night a PE teacher was found being rather close to one of the students. Rumors started to spread about them. They denied everything and there was no proof, only rumors. Headmaster gave him a warning but didn't do anything about it since she wasn't in his class in the first place. They kept their distance, rumors died down. She finished school and about a month later they were officially together. I witnessed the girls in my class playing some odd game where they chased each other around, and the apparent loser would end up being forced to orgasm by all the others' team lifting her up and rubbing her against a pole.